Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. We made a ton of progress on our segment production office last episode, but now I've got this shovel because we need to really dig in down below. Let me show y'all what I mean. While the upper floors of the studio are looking good, our network box is flush with all the drinks that those folks could possibly need. Our undercroft down below the studio has more work to do. Ooh. While the Alethi development stage, or sound stage, I guess you could say, for the hallway fight last episode, I was really pleased with how that came together. We need more room down here. We've got more soundstage stuff to build. We need to build a room for map tables and models and things like that, for overhead shots, for things that are going to be at weird scales. And also, the undercroft of the theater here was also intended to be originally the place where we were going to have the dressing rooms. And I don't know if you're looking around here, but, I mean, I don't want to change clothes over there. That's no walls. That's not good. You know, people like to have privacy. And we don't have a place for the other hermits to get set to go up to the stage and do their bits in the funny skits if we don't build some dressing rooms. So, first thing we're doing here is we are clearing out the old bridge construction planning zone. This was always intended to be temporary, and I loved how it looked, but it takes up a lot of space. And we can always go look at the real bridge out there in the distance because nobody's blown it up yet, shockingly. So, boom, that is pretty nice. One feature that we need to keep in mind as well, we've got a few scaffolds underneath here that are designed to pop back up. So, ooh, look, I'm behind the news desk. Hey, that's pretty funny. You know, I can put the camera here. I can, when I'm opening a news segment, kind of pop up from down below. Da-da-da-da. Hey, that's fun. But for people adding trapdoors and secret exits and entrances and redstone to stuff they build out here, they're going to need all of that reserved down below. So what I'm realizing is we want to actually build out the same grid that we have up top down here and make sure that the dressing rooms and the other sound stages and sets and whatnot don't intersect that. We need to reserve that whole grid up there in the undercroft here for hermits to extend their sets. If they need to do like a swimming pool set or something that goes below the surface level, they need to be able to cut in here and not just break into somebody's dressing room. Because once again, that's rude. People expect a certain degree of privacy. And, you know, we want to be respectful. So, this is a reasonable space in which to accomplish all of our goals, I think. But really, until I start implementing my plans, it's sometimes hard to tell if they're good or bad. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and knock out this grid of lichen down here and start laying out some hallways. And then let's do a quick walkthrough. Time skip. Wow, that was a productive time skip. These ceilings are all embonaled, except for this part over here, which has been engridded. And we have gotten all of this done in the matter of a few hours, during which I was on the phone with the other hermits about the upcoming Gamers Forgiven weekend.
Joe!
Howdy, Cub.
Joe!
Hey, I was just telling everybody they need to keep April 11th through 12th set aside for the upcoming Gamers Forgiven event.
That's right, Joe. I'll be there. Will you be there?
I'll try. I'm excited.
Me too. It's going to be a great time. We're going to put on a great show for people, and hopefully, with the help of people watching, raise a lot of money for Gamers Outreach.
Yeah, this will be the third time we're doing an event for Gamers Outreach, and I'm sure that it will be just as fun as the other times. I'm really looking forward to it.
Same.
But, you know, I actually asked you here today because I need a little bit of a trade on, you know, I don't know if you have any extra wind charges or breeze rods.
I do. Yeah, you need some?
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to build a model room over here. I've been working on this basement. The grid is now more apparent underneath here, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So when you claim your space above on the stage, if you need to do redstone or run anything below it, it'll be more obvious, you know, what's your area and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep. And so I'm also building dressing rooms over there and a modeling station over here where I'm going to build like tiny buildings that I can do like, weather events to. And I need to be able to storm toss some tiny cottages, but it's hard to do that without wind charges.
Okay. Yeah. I got some wind charges I can give you. Let me see. Do I have? I got some on me. You need? Yeah. Let's
If you got some on you,
go.
I was gonna say, yeah. I only really absolutely need 3, but anything more than that would be great. I'm happy to trade you some diamonds or anything else you might want.
Well, Joe, I mean, you've already given me some good spots in the in your build here. So, I mean, I feel like I've already been compensated in a way. So.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, I was excited to see that your machine was working. Hope you don't mind. Part of my set is covering it now. But if you need access, there is a door that you can take right back here.
Aha.
And then there you go.
Yeah, let's check and see how many. How many do you think how many times have I used this so far, Joe? Just guess.
Oh, I don't know. 12?
Pretty close. 13. 13. Woo! That's real close. Wow.
I should have guessed 13. It's my lucky number. But next time I'll guess 13. Next time you teleport back here.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. This thing's been working really well, Joe. This has saved a lot of time already for me, so yeah,
awesome.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you as one of our first artists in residence, and I'm really looking forward to whatever you spin up on the stage when you have time.
Yes, I got to build the set still. Like I said, I have had this script written for probably about a year or so. Just been kind of sitting on it, waiting for the right time. So I got to just I got to find a time that I can put aside to do this thing with people. So yeah, it'll be fun.
I can't wait. It's so heartening that a build that I've constructed like this can, give people a space to express themselves in a fun new way.
Yeah, I love it. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing the new additions too, the dressing rooms, and that'll be cool. Oh, there's some stuff down here. I haven't seen any of this down here either.
Yeah. So this is going to be where the hallway fight that I need to shoot for my Alethi development segment is shot.
Okay. Yeah. Very, dude, the spear looks so cool on the armor stand hand. Wow.
Yeah, like Mojang adding the spear, this is just the best. I love it.
It is really cool, yeah. Yeah, these look great. These look really cool. And you got more guys down here? How far does this go back, Joe? You've been doing so much work here, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is that the guy who actually attacks them in the hallway fight, he can, like, run on walls and stuff, and so in order to make this look good, it has to be a pretty long hallway, or it doesn't look like he's running very far, you know what I mean? Or very fast.
I see. Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm going to put some actual statues and stuff on these armor stands. This was just a mock-up, so I could go into Replay Mod and test it and see if it worked. And if you check out my previous episode, at the end, there's a little animatic thing where I combine some animation I commissioned with this set, and I feel like it came together pretty well.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Awesome.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, well, thank you so much again for the wind charge. This is going to be a real game changer for me.
Sure thing, Joe. Yeah, anytime. If you need more, I do have some more. So if you run out, let me know.
Awesome. Will do.
Anytime. All right, Joe. Thanks, man.
Time skip.
Woo.
Well, this is looking a lot better. We have fully enclosed the area that will be the brains of our fire control system. Fire control room's up that ladder there, and all our redstone hopefully can fit in here. I've also started laying out areas for a bunch of dressing rooms for the different folks who might want to use this space. As a proof of concept, I got some walls in here and some curtains. Also, I've got this experimental cactus farm. I learned cactus can grow next to scaffolds, which is wild because they can't grow next to like any other block. See, they just break. Did you know that? That's cool. So anyway, this will one day be the dressing room that I will use. It will also have stage access. This is a fantastic stairwell, let me tell you. But one day, it will have stage access via a back stairwell to the curtain and spotlight here for the talk show only at night. That should be good. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and drop back down below. Part of figuring out what space that we needed to set aside for our redstone lab and our circuits for our fire control system and our dressing rooms was also to figure out what space we don't need set aside for those things. So we could do stuff like starting to build a modeling table. And, I don't know exactly what a model Alethi cottage should look like. But I do know that a storm would have a dark gray sky behind it. And that the stone at the scale we're working at, I don't know, maybe pale moss block would look good. And then I was thinking like, okay, so armor stand here, arms on, and we hand this guy a piece of cobblestone. Let's say we're going to make a house that is out of cobblestone. If we throw a wind charge at it, nope, that handed it the wind charge. If we throw a wind charge at it, it destroys it. Oh, dang it. I was hoping that we could do this in such a way that we could have little houses that maybe, well, actually, maybe them getting blown up by the wind charges is going to be what we want. I was hoping to just have the houses stay, but like trees and stuff near the houses get swept off. But maybe it's funnier if I just build a whole model and then throw a bunch of wind charges at it. So we hand this guy this, and we swap that on the head. Invisible, yes. Gravity, no. And then we lower this down. So that there's our cottage. The direction the storm is coming from, the roof should be like sloped into the ground on an Alethi cottage. Kind of like that, right? Done. Okay. That is not a very good looking cottage, but it functions as a cottage. And now if we get out a wind charge here and we try throwing it. So we could have a storm. It looks like as long as I don't hit the armor stand itself, it doesn't blow up. So if I had some... Well, or maybe my aim's just terrible. Okay, we've got something here. We've got something here. I need to make this better, but this is... Ta-da! It's a model area. We can build models of little towns and cottages and villages and have them be storm-tossed. And we'll just lock our camera here like so. And then throw those in, especially if we bring the FOV in. Yeah, take that, Alethis. Time skip. Well, I have placed a few more trees here. They're kind of floating a little bit. But one thing I learned is if you disable gravity, then wind charges will not impact whatever you're doing. Whereas if we have a gravity-enabled base plate here, and we toss him something to hold on to, as soon as he gets a wind charge thrown at him, boom, he's going to pop and explode. Now, we can use that to create some sort of stormscape where certain elements are blowing up and certain elements are not blowing up, resistant against the winds and the rain and whatnot of the storm, the ferocity, based on the gravity of the base plate. Now, what we don't have, those rains. I was trying to figure out how to get rain effects in here, and it turns out water doesn't drip through any kind of glass. So, what we're going to do is we're going to poke some holes up here. Maybe not right there. Maybe more like here. Yeah, that's looking good. Now, if we put a copper grate in each of these locations there, those copper grates should absorb the water and allow it to drip down without actually just dumping an entire, deluge onto the thing. Now, unfortunately, copper grate blocks are kind of expensive, so that's okay. We've got our little furnace over here, and we could always throw some raw copper in there, and it'll burn up or whatever. But I realized while I was setting aside room for the dressing rooms, I was like, well, the kitchen space is going to go, like, here-ish. Why don't we go ahead and get, like, some smokers in, and some blast furnaces and stuff like that? So now we can just drop in a bunch of stuff up here. Maybe not all of it on the one side. Maybe we'll toss some of the raw copper on this side there. And these blast furnaces should just start cooking away plenty of copper ingots for us. While that happens, I've been thinking about the dressing rooms, prototyping a few things, different doors and whatnot, and I realized I kind of liked having a bunch of different color doors where maybe depending on the color of the doors, the room itself has a different interior. I'm going to come back to that next episode, but in the short term, I'm feeling pretty good about just getting these furnaces hooked up. I gathered a whole bunch of fuel for that, and we have plenty to move forward with. Now, these ingots here, if I shape them into blocks of copper and then try to make grates, it's 4 to 4, but... Hey, XP. Okay. Thank you, XP. We could just be terrified and scream. Okay, I was gonna say, in the meantime, we could start tearing this down. I forgot that was still full of stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. Okay. Thanks, XB. Oh, these are waxed too. Wow. Okay, fancy. Fancy, fancy, fancy. Okay. Core concept. We're just going to go back into the drink down here and begin getting all of these grates in so that we can remove that glass and have rain dripping down on our little cottage on the outskirts of a town. Okay. XP says, didn't expect you to turn around, lol. What did you think? I was just gonna not notice you tossing a bunch of copper? I don't know, man. XB is definitely the most frightening person on the HermitCraft server. Consistently. What a treat. Alrighty. So we're gonna head back down here. And I think at this point we can start ripping out the tinted glass I had put in place. And hopefully we should start seeing some drips of water. There it is. Okay, fantastic. One advantage of the fact that we haven't got all the doors and walls in for the dressing rooms yet is that we can have a little pond in here for our water source blocks while we get these last bits all filled in. We want to have all of those good rain particles coming down for the storm. So now, if we lock in our camera here and then zoom all the way in, we get some wind charges in there with the power of swapping our forehand. Whoops. I can't tell where I'm looking. Hey, there we go. Look at that. We could have a whole little village here getting attacked by a storm. Take that, little village. That's what you get for living on Roshar. This area has a lot of potential. This is the sort of thing that I'm so excited about doing this season. A little bit of TV magic. It's like movie magic, but with a smaller budget. So in some ways, you got to get more creative with it. This is going to be so fun, y'all. If you have suggestions for what sorts of stuff that I need to build models of and get at scale for getting beat up in a storm, go ahead and leave those comments in the YouTube section below. But you know what also you can leave in the YouTube comment section below is your poetry prompt response. You know, this episode was both pre-roll and mid-roll ad-free. Do we actually have episode 16 here? Yeah, we do. There we go. Boom. So let's bring this in here like so. And wow, TV magic. Oh boy, we're doing it. We're doing it. I don't have room to take off my armor. Unless I do that. Yeah, TV magic. Woo. What else can we put in the thing? Wow, it feels great to be unencumbered by that armor and that trident. But it feels even better to be unencumbered by pre-roll ads. Thanks to Star Nanny. Thanks, Star Nanny. We were also unencumbered by mid-roll ads, thanks to Patreon patron Drew Baca. Thanks, Drew Baca. In lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now present a poetry prompt of my own devising, and you can leave a poem in the YouTube comments section below. Today's poetry prompt is Great Raindrops. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.